Good afternoon, I'm Hayley O'Farrell and this is the news at 3 o'clock. Our top story, police are appealing for anyone with information on the Westminster attacker Khalid Masood to come forward. Officers want to hear about associates and places he may have visited in the days running up to Wednesday. The attack took place outside the Houses of Parliament. The fourth victim has also been named today as pensioner Leslie Rhodes from Streatham in South London. Khalid Masood drove along Westminster Bridge attempting to hit pedestrians. He then crashed his vehicle into the perimeter fence of Palaces of Westminster. He then proceeded to try and make his way into the Houses of Parliament, where he stabbed an officer before he was shot. Vigils will be taking place throughout the West Yorkshire region and across the country tonight at 6:30 to remember the victims. MPs and peers returned to work yesterday, with the Prime Minister saying the country would not bow to terrorism. Next Wednesday, Article 50 is due to be triggered, starting the 2-year process for the United Kingdom to leave the European Union. Downing Street has said that the Prime Minister will write a letter notifying the EU that the UK will be leaving during the next week. The implications are still unclear and negotiations are expected to continue throughout the 2-year process. An expert on European politics says that Brexit will affect West Yorkshire.
To begin with, it will simply be a matter of setting out the negotiating principles, really. So there's nothing, Brexit is not going to happen very quickly at all. So Article 50 is really just the very start of the process. My understanding is that the EU will then set out its principles for the negotiations, and I think then things will really kind of kick off towards the end of April.
Detectives in West Yorkshire have charged 24 people from Huddersfield with historic child sexual offences involving girls as young as 11. 2 women also face allegations of child neglect. Our reporter Scott Wallace has more.
The defendants have been charged with numerous offences, including rape, trafficking with the intent to sexually exploit, and child abduction. Allegations against the 24 men and 2 women from the Huddersfield region date between the years 2004 and 2011 and are revealed as part of Operation Tendency, which has exposed a shocking history of sexual exploitation in the region. The defendants are due to appear here in Huddersfield Magistrates Court on the 12th of April, and you can find more detail about all of them on our website.
Thank you, Scott. And now, breaking news. A West Yorkshire police inspector has been jailed for 26 years for trafficking stolen drugs worth £700,000. Keith Boots was responsible for seizing and disposing of illegal drugs for the West Yorkshire Force, but instead stole them back to sell them back to criminal gangs within the region. A raid on his home found 11 kilograms of illegal substances, including crack cocaine, heroin and ecstasy in his washing machine. A judge told him he was a disgrace to the uniform. Huddersfield Town Hall is again facing a large repair bill. Despite an £800,000 investment into making the building watertight, a new leak has developed in a different part of the roof. The major repairs took place above the main concert hall, but just months later, the building has begun to let water in. The new drip has developed over the council chambers, forcing councillors to hold their meetings in another room. Time for sport now with Jack Hawthorne.
Thanks, Hayley. The local rugby league derby is taking place tonight as Huddersfield Giants and Leeds Rhinos are in the action at the John Smith Stadium. In their last outing, Huddersfield managed an impressive 16-all draw against top of the league, Wigan Warriors. But the Giants will feel they could have picked up more points throughout the season.
At the start of the season, vitally important. We probably let ourselves down a few times. There's a couple of games there we should have taken. Maybe the Salford one was one, and maybe even looking back. But no use crying over the spilt milk. Maybe we're going to look forward. Friday, it's always a good occasion, sort of hosting Leeds. At our ground, they bring plenty of supporters. There's generally a good atmosphere.
In football, Huddersfield Town are not in action this weekend. However, they have released their season ticket prices for the upcoming campaign. The Terriers have been praised for the cost of their season tickets, which will remain the same whether they are in the Championship or the Premier League. Adult tickets are just priced at just under £200. The cost of a ticket for people aged 8 to 17 years old is £79, and the under 8s are charged as little as £29. Huddersfield's next match is at home to Burton Albion next Saturday. That's all for sport today.
Thank you, Jack. And now for the weather for Mother's Day weekend. After a chilly start this morning, it's now a dry day with patchy cloud and sunshine throughout. This evening will feel a lot warmer with highs of 11 degrees. Saturday will have sunny spells continuing into the evening with highs of 12, and Sunday is looking likely to be a cloudier day with highs of 10 degrees. That's all we have time for today. Join us next week for all the latest news. For updates on all our stories, visit our website at mhm.hud.ac.uk/broadcast. Have a lovely weekend.